Hello, welcome to the news update on Africa 24 Hours TV. A high-level mission from West Africa's regional bloc, ECOWAS, wrapped up its mediation visit to Guinea-Bissau on Monday without securing any immediate progress towards reversing last week's military coup. The delegation led by civilian President Julius Maada Bio traveled to Bissau to push for a swift return to civilian rule. The junta, which seized power last Wednesday and has since banned protests and strikes, insisted it intervened to restore security and stability in the small West African nation. Sierra Leone's Foreign Minister Timothy Musa Kappa said they had a very fruitful discussion, speaking on behalf of President Bio. He added that ECOWAS remains firm in its condemnation of the coup and its demand that constitutional order be restored, including resuming the stalled electoral process. ECOWAS has called for the reinstatement of President Mauro Sesesco Embalo, who fled to Brazzaville after briefly being detained by soldiers. In his answer, the military appointed former Army Chief General Hota Inter to lead a transitional government, which has already announced a new cabinet largely made up of Embalo allies. Guinea-Bissau's junta-appointed Foreign Minister Joao Bernardo Vieira says the military will continue to cooperate with ECOWAS. He noted that the one-year transition deadline previously announced will be submitted for review at the ECOWAS Heads of State Summit on December 14th. ECOWAS suspended Guinea-Bissau from all decision-making bodies a day after the coup, pending a restoration of civilian governance. The United Nations also condemned the military takeover, with Secretary General Antonio Guterres calling for the immediate unconditional release of detained political leaders and warning that the will of voters in the November 23 presidential election must be respected. The coup unfolded as the nation awaited official results. Guinea-Bissau has struggled with chronic instability, facing numerous coups and attempted coups since gaining independence from Portugal in 1974. A major advance in the global fight against HIV is underway as South Africa, Eswatini, and Zambia begin administering lenacapavir, a revolutionary long-acting HIV prevention injection that provides protection for up to 6 months. The rollout marks the first time the drug is being used at scale anywhere in the world, signaling what health officials describe as a potential turning point in HIV prevention. Lenacapavir, developed by Gilead Sciences, is designed as a twice-yearly pre-exposure prophylaxis PrEP injection and has shown more than 99% effectiveness in preventing HIV transmission in clinical studies. Health experts say the long-acting nature of the drug could drastically improve adherence compared to daily PrEP pills, especially for young people and communities with limited access to health facilities. South Africa was the first African country to grant a regulatory approval through the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority, paving the way for wide distribution. Eswatini and Zambia have also begun receiving initial shipments as part of an international partnership aimed at expanding access to high-risk population across the region. Health ministries in the three countries say the introduction of the injection could significantly reduce new infections, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, which remains the region most affected by the global epidemic. Officials describe the rollout as a critical step toward achieving the United Nations target of ending AIDS as a public health threat. The arrival of lenacapavir offers a new hope, health officials say during the launch. A twice-yearly option removes many of the barriers that have limited the success of traditional HIV prevention methods. Public health advocates have welcomed the development but stressed the need for affordability, widespread availability, and targeted outreach to ensure the breakthrough reaches the communities most in need. The launch of Alana Kapavir is expected to continue expanding across the continent in the coming month as additional regulatory approvals and distribution agreements progress. The move positions Africa at the forefront of adopting what many experts consider one of the most significant HIV prevention tools in decades. And reports reaching us from Cameroon, the Cameroonian opposition figure Anissa Takene, 74, has died in state custody weeks after being arrested during protests that followed President Paul Biya's contested re-election in October. His family, party members, and lawyers accuse authorities of denying him critical medical care, describing his death as a political assassination. His lawyer announced the death on Monday, 1st December 2025. Akeni was saying on October 24 as security forces moved to suppress widespread demonstrations rejecting the election results. He was accused of backing opposition candidate Issa Chiroma, who had declared himself the true winner of the vote, a move the government labeled an act of subversion. Thousands of people were killed during the issue, ensuing a crackdown, and Chiroma has since fled to Gambia seeking exile. Akane's party, the African Movement of New Independence and Democracy, Manidem, has raised alarm over his deteriorating condition weeks after his death. On November 21st, the party accused police of confiscating his medical equipment, including an oxygen concentrator, after seizing his vehicle in Daula. The party warned that withholding the device posed a grave danger to Akane's rather fragile health. A prominent figure in Cameroon's leaf test opposition, Akane had long been a vocal critic of President Biya's decades-long rule. His death in custody is expected to intensify scrutiny of the government's handling of dissent and its treatment of political detainees. You're watching the news update on Africa 24 Hours TV. To stay connected, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Africa 24 Hours TV. And to get breaking news and stories, log on to our website at www.africa24hours.com. And also follow us on all our social media handles on your screen. Thank you for watching. I remain Amos Zege.